Hello, I'm AJ Palazzolo. Today we're going to review the past week in sports, the dominance of the men's golf team, and what's all this talk about the Bronco Minute. Right now, we're getting ready, so let's giddy up. Another week and another chance for HC Media to catch up with all the in-season head coaches. You won't get in-depth interviews like this anywhere else, I promise. So listen closely to this week's edition of the Bronco Minute.
He is probably, along with Vaughn Thomas, quarterback at Concordia, one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in this league. He escapes so much pressure. People's got their hands on him, and he gets out of it. He spins. He's going to drop and move all over the place. What we have to do is we have to get people at his feet, and we have to get more than one person at his feet. You know, we got to make him stop and start 2 or 3 times so we can collapse that pocket on him, number one.
Baker's good. You know, we got to watch him play against Benedictine. They're well coached. Nate and I are good friends, and we always kind of joke about each other's teams a little bit, how good, you know, each other is. And you know, but they're a hardworking team. They're direct. They're going to play at 100 miles an hour, and they're going to come at you. And so we have to be prepared for that. We have to be prepared to be able to defend the counter.
You know, not a whole lot different. We've kind of hit the peak of our training cycle. Our guys are around about 50, 55 miles. Our girls about right around 45 miles a week. This morning we were over at the Y doing a pool workout at 6:30. We'll still run this afternoon. We'll kind of keep that going here the next 2 weeks to the meet, and then those 2 weeks before conference we'll really start tapering down and getting everybody really well rested.
Just because Dorta's winless doesn't make them any less effective or capable of scoring goals. And so we still need to be clean and organized and also deal with some of our own injury issues and deficiencies. So no, it'll be a good test because especially after Baker, we got to find our legs and get ready for a game two days later. And against a team that's looking for and hungry for a game and a win at their place. So there's a lot to play for, and I don't think the girls need any extra motivation.
A sincere thank you to all the coaches who took a few minutes out of their busy schedules to keep HC Media in the loop. T-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, flags, bumper stickers, small dog accessories, and even tattoos. These are all the places that people rep the logos of their favorite sports teams. But here at Hastings College, the football team's logo went missing. So I decided to find out more. Here at Hastings College, the shoe serves as the symbol that connects fans, teammates, and coaches. But after one of the worst losses in school history, the shoe was taken. Until further notice. Leaving the team with a classic case of you don't know what you got till it's gone. So I sat down with the heartbeat of the team to find out what the shoe meant to them.
The shoe to me represents every player before me. It represents the players that I played with that have graduated before myself. It represents, you know, the upperclassmen that when I came in when I was a freshman, a sophomore, those upperclassmen that, you know, they stood for something. They represented this college. They represented this culture. They were, you know, a family. It represents to me, it represents those people that, you know, passed down this culture.
To me, the shoe means it's a unity thing. It's a brotherhood that's never going to let you down, that's always going to have your back. 135 guys now, 135 guys in the future, 135 guys from the past. Every single person that's come through Hastings College will have your back because no matter your background, you all played for one common theme, which is the horseshoe.
The horseshoe, to me, it means something differently to every person within our program, from coaches to support staff to players. To me, the horseshoe is about the tradition here at Hastings College. We've got over 20 conference championships. We've been ranked #1 in the nation in the past. We've been in the playoffs a lot of times. To me, the horseshoe is an honor that we are allowed to wear for the guys that came before us and then for the guys that are going to come after us. Yeah. It's a big pride thing for me.
Last week, Coach Harper gave the shoe back to the seniors, and in turn, the seniors gave it to the entire team. Senior captain Tyler Mogilevsky said it best. The shoe will inspire us for the rest of our lives, and we will always be proud to wear it. For HC Media, I'm AJ Pell. So, Stella got her groove back, and the Broncos got their shoe back. Let's see if the shoe helps the Broncos against Midland University this Saturday at 1 p.m. at Lloyd Wilson Field. The Hastings men's golf team broke out the windbreakers in rain gear as Mother Nature made her presence felt at the GPAC No. 2 tournament. Freshman Sean Backer excelled in the GPAC as he cruised to his first collegiate win, penciling the day's best score with a 74. But kudos are in order to Cameron Bargle, who tied for 8th with a score of 79. The Bronco golfers were all set to head out to Mitchell, South Dakota for the Ryder Cup. But a cancellation in the tournament meant a change of travel plans. And instead of the squad going there, they'll wrap up the season in Kohler, Wisconsin. Every week, our HC Media sports directors talk it out with all the in-season head coaches. HC's own Dan Miller has more.
This is the Bronco Minute.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Bronco Minute.
Welcome to another edition of the Bronco Minute.
Each week, the Bronco Minute is held here in the Hall of Fame room of Fleet Hardy Arena, where sports directors Colton Spearman, Alan Hamill, and myself interview the in-season head coaches about the hot topics surrounding their teams. The Bronco Minute is easy to find by going on to Hastings College athletic website and looking under the tab Bronco Minute, or on HC Media's very own website, HC Media Online, and searching under the Sports tab. Video is useful and for the benefits of athletes and their families or anyone interested in Hastings athletics.
Well, the point behind the Bronco Minute basically is, you're going to be able to get some certain information from coaches directly after games. Before games, sometimes you can hear them on the radio, but this is another instance where now you're going to get a face-to-face contact online that they've already broken down film. They've already talked to their players. They've gotten a little more in-depth reports on whether it's injury reports, something like that. Now this is an opportunity at the beginning of the week to look at, okay, what happened this previous week? What are we working on? And what are we looking at ahead of us, whether we're playing a top team or we have some certain things that we can try and work on before we take on somebody on the weekend that may be nationally rated. You're going to get a little bit more in-depth report from the coaches. They're going to be able to give you some more information that you may not get directly after a game that you may have heard or read in the newspaper, heard online, some of those things.
The Bronco Minute takes place every Tuesday morning and is available to view every Tuesday night. For HC Media, I'm Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Be sure to check out all the exclusive interviews with the coaches online each week. Head coach Mark Heeman said the result of yesterday's game against Baker University felt like a loss, even though the women's soccer team tied Baker 1-1. With just over 4 minutes left in the game, Baker's Alexa Fryer went one-on-one with Hastings goalkeeper Brittany Toth and beat her to the left side to send the game into overtime. After 2 scoreless overtime periods, the game was called a draw. Following the women's game, the men took on Baker, who was ranked 14th nationally. In a back-and-forth game that could have gone either way, in the 74th minute, Hastings' Drew Cobbs would pass to Leon Broody, whose shot snuck just inside the left upright for the 1-0 game-winning goal. But the men's and women's soccer teams will be on the road this week, going to Dordt College this Saturday, October 19th. Fall break has arrived here at HC, and many students will get out of town for some much-needed R&R. But the athletes aren't going anywhere because they have business to attend to, of course. That business starts Saturday as the football team will take on Midland University at Lloyd Wilson Field at 1 p.m. Both soccer teams head to Dordt College. The women start up at 1 p.m., then they kick it to the men at 3 p.m. Last, and certainly not least, the volleyball team also faces off against Dordt College at 5 p.m. here at Lynn Farrell Arena. When we come back, you'll find out the next time you can donate blood, and you'll get to hear all about my favorite place on campus, the library, of course. Don't look so surprised. This is Bronco News Now.